And welcome to the interview with Hideous Monster. We are going to start off with an easy question. Give us your name, the instrument you play, and how long you've been with the band.
I'm GD Fangs, and I play guitar, and I've been with the band since day one, which has been about 3 years ago.
Jack T. Ripper on drums. Been with the band about 2.5 years.
I'm Jamie Warlocks. I'm the singer, and I've been with them for about a year now.
I'm Mrs. Tenderloin. I've been with the band for about a year as well. I play bass.
And tell us how this band got started.
Well, the band got started because I decided I wanted to put my own spin on horror rock. And, my love for horror movies and my love for bands like, the Misfits and, Michael Graves, Argyle Goolsby, Wednesday 13. So I was like, hey, man, this is like right up my alley. Let's put something together. And that's how it all got started.
All right, and what inspires Hideous Monster to do what you do?
I think just the whole vibe of the band. I think we all have a kind of a love for horror movies or the scarier stuff, and that's what inspires it. If you're a horror fan at all, and you're into bands like I described earlier, you're gonna be like. Yeah, it's like there's just like a whole horror vibe. So that's what inspired the band was horror movies and punk music, rock music. It's kind of all over the board, but just I think anyone that's into like horror or anything can relate to what we're doing. I think it's kind of an unspoken thing. Like you look at that and go, I see the flair of the old time horror movies to current horror movies. There's really no territory in this genre that's kind of off limits.
Yeah. And part of it is, at the end of the day, it's just fun. So many rock bands go out there and they're just wearing casual T-shirts and jeans, and to come out here and make it an actual act. Is really something that's really nice and rewarding. Adds an extra element to the music itself.
And just like Allison just said, it's you don't want to see your neighbor up on stage. You want to see it as entertainment, and this is our flair and our version of entertainment. You just don't want to look at the guy next door. That's my opinion, but it definitely gets attention.
I love the whole aspect of Halloween. I love Halloween. So this was just part of that for me, and I love the driving energy of the music, and like Allison said, it's just a lot of fun.
It's the magic.
Well, you touched earlier on the theatrical aspect of it, and your stage shows have proven to be amazingly entertaining. Give us a strange story from one of your performances, something unusual that happened.
Well, something unusual that happened. Usually when you're standing there on stage, you're kind of in your zone, but you look out there and you'll see some weird stuff. I've seen a topless person. I've been flashed by a guy. You definitely see weird stuff. But hey, this is a horror rock punk band, and again, nothing's off limits. So I don't even know if weird would describe it. I think we like weird.
Yeah, I've actually got a really good one. It was actually before I joined the band, about a year and a half so before. Late 2016, I was playing with one of my old bands, where I was a bassist and lead singer, and we played before Hideous Monster, and George's stage entrance was very interesting. They pulled him out in a full coffin.
That's right.
And he busted out of it, grabbed his guitar, and started playing, and that definitely left an impression. But me personally, since joining the band about a year ago, I oftentimes, because I play with my fingers, I've never really liked playing bass with picks. I just always get people who just like want to harass me while I'm on stage. They like try to hand me a pick while I'm up there, and I deny them, and sometimes they just look really hurt. Just so silly. So.
How many times do you get people asking where the frets on your bass went?
Actually, usually what happens is afterwards, they get it and they're impressed and they ask questions about it, or a bunch of people with like jazz backgrounds will talk about playing stand-up bass and whatnot. Or they ask me about the specific bass itself, because it is a vintage Fender Precision. I'm not sure if they made fretless for that particular model. I know that's right when they started producing them. But who knows, maybe somebody modified it along the way. But yeah, that's usually what people ask about.
So you've been together for 3 years. Any tours to speak of?
Well, eventually that's going to happen. I mean, we've been asked a few times to, hey, are you guys going to play Illinois? Hey, are you guys going to play Montana? Hey, So, yes, a tour will happen. Don't know where or when. It depends on the opportunity. If it works out, if it's financially worth it, we'll definitely do it.
All right. Now, if you had the opportunity to open for any band or musician, alive or dead, active or retired, who would it be and why? Well,
I'll give you my answer, and these guys, can all answer for themselves. But for me, Glenn Danzig, Danzig would be the ultimate person to open up for. Alice Cooper. Those are all the guys, the Pioneer and Kiss. I mean, you can, if you're just going to name bands, like that. But I mean, yeah, those are all the influences that go into this band. Alice Cooper, Kiss, the Misfits, Marilyn Manson,
always Manson,
Rob Zombie. I mean, all the the obvious ones. But we're kind of doing our own thing and seeing where that goes. But if we had to open up for one band, I would say Alice Cooper.
Sure. Yeah, Alice Cooper's a good pick. Probably would be one of my top ones. Him, Black Sabbath, Rage Against the Machine would be amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm all on board. If it was one band though, man, that's a tough one. If you had to narrow it down to one. I don't know if we'd fit in with this, but maybe 9 Inch Nails or something along those lines. But that Manson gig coming up with,
oh, that'd be awesome.
Zombie.
That'd be just
that would
beautiful.
be like a dream come true.
Yeah,
That's
shit. Yeah, that would be nice, man. That would be cool.
And so your stage attire isn't something that you see every day, which is most definitely a good thing. Tell us a bit behind the impetus for each costume. What made you come up with this exact look?
Well, I think we all have just identified with our own character. I mean, I've always kind of gravitated towards vampires. And our drummers identify as Jack the Ripper. Our lead singer Jamie, I think he identifies more with like the spiritual warlock, kind of just a necromancer. And then we have Miss Tenderloin, which is she's kind of a mystery. She's kind of like a gothic, maybe a vampire girl or a witch. So we all just kind of found our own characters and just kind of put our own little flair and our own spin on it.
Yeah, Miss Tenderloin, what's the impetus there?
Yeah, so my costume has actually changed quite recently. It was a lot more pronounced as a witch, but found this top which leans a little bit more into the vampire side. So, I mean, vampires can also be witches, I guess.
I love it. Yeah, for me, I just wanted to pick a character that I could identify with. My name's Jack in real life, and Jack the Ripper. He's a great icon within the whole Halloween realm, so I figured I'd kind of put a spin on how I would want him to be portrayed, especially a ripper, you know, and you can rip on the drums. So I thought it was kind of a fun play on words that way. And yeah, I've been kind of going more towards kind of a steampunk feel of Jack the Ripper, and that's going to continue to evolve. I've got some ideas ahead, so there'll be some more things ahead on that.
All right, and on the topic of the stage show, we've actually got a video that hasn't come out yet. If I could get you to move the mouse on that and hit play whenever you are ready. Walk us through this night. What was the energy like during your show?
What was that?
Walk us through this night. What was the energy like during your show?
It was a great show. It was, you know, a group of folks there to see some amazing icons from the punk rock world, with the Murder Junkies in the house. And,
The thing with the Murder Junkies is I've actually known Merle for a long time, you know, from the Murder Junkies. Me and Merle and Dino Sex from the Murder Junkies. We go way back. I met those guys in 2006, 6 of 06 in LA. I met them, and we've been friends ever since. So I hit Merle up and was like, hey, you know, I thought you were going on tour. You come on through. We'll hook you up. We'll take care of you. We'll do a show together. And there you go. We got the show we're playing down here in the video. It materialized.
Energy was amazing that night. I could not believe how well the audience reacted to everything. It was just phenomenally just energetic.
It was a great
A
show.
lot of power, a lot of electricity. It just flowed. It was beautiful.
Yeah, definitely a great scene when it comes to Portland. You know, you usually go to a show and people just stand there and stare at you, but the audience was very, very receptive, you know, loud, moving around, gave a lot of great feedback.
The problem with that I see, you know, with like the music scene now is, you know, we're really oversaturated with a lot of bands that really kind of fall to the wayside, you know, in a short period of time. You know, there's no consistency. And, you know, this band definitely wants to, you know, stand the test of time and have the consistency and continue on and, you know, play, you know, better and better shows and play with bigger and bigger venues and bigger acts. You know, it's endless.
Yeah, it was a great show overall, though. I think that night, you know, it's always fun to play live. I think our band really captures things in a live setting. Yeah, we have recordings and we have some things like that, but this band tends to thrive off the energy of live performance, I've found. You know, and I think as we go back into the studio here eventually, not in the near future, I think we'll try to capture more of that in the studio and be less, you know, studio. I think, not that our recordings in the past weren't good. They're good. It's just, I think we are a live band that brings energy, you know, in the live setting.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely off that. I feel like the track that worked the best off of our most recent release, Sounds to Make You Shiver, was definitely the one that was recorded last, because it was after I had joined the band and replacing the previous bassist. It was the only track that we recorded live there in the studio, tracking the guitar, bass, and drums all together in unison. And the energy is just so much better that way. Some bands, they just really can't separate track. You really want the energy to carry.
Absolutely.
And you had mentioned earlier about performing and having the audience just kind of standing around. Have you ever performed in smaller towns outside of Portland, and how is that experience?
This band has played. We played Kelso. We played Salem. We played all kinds of various little towns, and to be honest, sometimes you get a better reception out of town because they just don't get what we're doing here in Portland. A lot of bands. So if you play in a place like Kelso, Washington, you're going to get people that don't really get a big music scene there. So they're all going to come out, and everyone's going to want to see it, and definitely get involved, and want to go rock out. I mean, it's kind of like Portland has a scene where we have music pretty much 7 days a week, but the thing is like when you get a band like Hideous Monster, you get a punk band, you're getting something just a little different. It's not your everyday, bar band, not your everyday rock and roll band. So I think it definitely makes an impression on people. Makes them want to come out and really get involved in the show, and it just goes up from there.
Yeah.
Can't explain it, man. You just need to come out to the show and check it out. You'll enjoy it. Period. That's all there is to it.
Most of our reactions are people are like, wow, and we did not expect that. We did not expect to see something, like this. So, and that's the reaction I like. Just expect the unexpected.
Yeah, and speaking of Kelso, Washington, we're going to be playing that, I believe, back at the Erebus on August 4th.
With our good buddies Toxic Zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great club up there. It's a great bar. Very horror friendly. Good vibe for sure. I've been impressed. Even that other club down there in Salem, that first place we played down there.
Shosky's.
Shosky's, yeah. Yeah, and Midway's.
They got a great
place,
music scene out there, and people come out and support bands, But eventually, this band will be, doing a tour. We'll be doing a small tour, and I don't know what all the places we're gonna hit, but they're gonna be, people are gonna, get to see us and get up close and intimate with us, and we like playing in smaller venues so we can get up and close with everybody and just relate to the crowd.
All right, and on that topic, anything new coming from Hideous Monster soon? Releases, big parties, anything like that?
We do. We're going to be filming a new music video for our single Over and Over Again, and we're going to be playing a benefit show for our friend that has cancer right now at the Star Theater with a really cool black metal band called Panzer God. Check those guys out. Those guys are awesome. And we have some stuff I can't even mention because it's it's big stuff, and if I say it now, it hasn't been announced, so we can't say much about it. But believe me, it's going to be really cool. So we got some really cool stuff coming up, come in the early winter. Yeah, and it's already booked, but I can't. Like I said, I can't really say a whole bunch about it.
All right, and any closing words for your fans?
Oh man, it's like I am like shocked. I literally just had a birthday. I didn't know I was cared about so much. I literally got hundreds of birthday wishes, and you guys are crazy. I mean, it's like really, you guys have been really cool, really receptive of the band, and again, thank you, and I just hope that you support us and come out to the shows. That's the most important. Support all your local acts. It's really hard for people to get out there and get up on the stage and play and have a band, and thank you very much for coming out and supporting the band. That's all I can say.
Absolutely, I'd echo that same thing. Yeah, appreciate all the fans that do come out and dig what it is we're doing. We're going to just keep on doing what we do, and you guys keep doing what you do and bring a couple extra people here and there, and yeah, love it. Love you.
I'm just happy for all the support. Thank you for everybody that does support us. Peace.
Yes, definitely. Thank you to everybody who's supported us, past, present, and into the future. We hope we can keep pushing expectations and bringing you more of that horror goodness.
And remember, every day can be Halloween. And every day can be a creepy day.
Every day is Halloween.
For us, anyhow.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.